Đỏ mà.
It is bright and early this morning, rising with the chickens this morning here in Saigon, Vietnam. We're starting the day off at this Thai Bánh market. Getting here, they're setting up and they are getting ready for this active day. As you walk around, you kind of see humongous amounts of seafood, not only in quantity, but the actual size of the seafood as well. The city is starting to wake up. There's a great little market just to do a quick little run through before we head to that first food place.
Rồi, 4 phút xong quay lại 3 ổ ăn. Cho hết đâu. Đâu.
Wow, talk about fast service. I barely sat down and it was already out here. Got this sizzling hot plate of eggs and just other assorted meats all put in here. Got the fresh baguette to go with it. And then you got more pickled veg. And then I got a little thing of pate and mayo as well. And of course, got to start your morning off with a nice Vietnamese coffee. I'll never get enough of these while I'm here. What a great way to start this morning. It's just sizzling hot right now, so I definitely want to dig into this really quick while it's still super hot and sizzling. First thing I want to do is break into this bread. Oh yes, that's just super crispy. Can you hear the crisp on this? Got the pate with the mayo and baguette. Oh yeah, great meaty flavor. Got a lot nice creaminess to it, but the addition of the mayo makes it even a little bit lighter almost. Just keep dipping and going with this. Try some of this fresh veg out. That's actually the lightest pickling I've had on a veg since being here. Barely sweet, almost just sweet from the natural sugars of the vegetables. Oh wow, look at the underside of these eggs. Got that beautiful oily crustiness from the eggs. It's just what I love with a good fried egg. Gotta get that. I'm just gonna kind of break all this up and get it all mixed in, and then just start taking that baguette. Ooh, it's a little hot. I think it's gonna be soft up nice and good with that baguette too. The only thing is I may need another baguette. A ton of condiments right over here too. So sprinkle some of this on here. And then our ground black pepper. Also add a touch of soy sauce. And a few peppers. Alright, I think I got everything nice and combined and made perfectly. Make just like little miniature sandwiches, I guess. Get some of that fried egg, meat, a ton of peppers. Oh, I was right. Those eggs are done perfectly, runny, but the oak is cooked just a tiny bit. I mean, just a tiny bit. So we get just a slight yolky texture. Other than that, it's pure runniness, pure egg, sopping up every bit of it is that baguette. You get the nice luncheon meat, spam-like, but I'm not a spam hater. I actually love, especially when fried spam, just goes so well with this. But I'm ready to assemble a huge bite. Going in for the money bite. Oh man. Oh, that is just ridiculous. Oh, good morning Vietnam. Ooh. Halfway around the world, but you know we all are so different. We all like our runny eggs. We all like our luncheon meat and our fresh crispy bread. I'm about to just continue working on this and then we can head on to the next location. Ooh. I'm glad I got there early because they are getting busy. The motorbikes are rolling up. People are coming to get that baguette stuffed with all those goodies and get their day started. I think Vietnam is truly fascinating to visit and walk around because you can see the influence of so many cultures thrown into the Vietnamese. You know, a country that's been through war, it's been through times where other countries have been trying to colonize it, and they've really taken just little bits and pieces from each of those circumstances and made the best of it. Now, from a culinary perspective, one example I love to use is when the French tried to colonize Vietnam. You know, they'd have this beef imports and the Vietnamese people couldn't afford the cuts of beef. So what they did is let the French use all the beef, then they took the bones and every parts that the French didn't use to create this broth that was just meaty and sweet. And you may know it better as pho, or pho bo, beef pho. And now, as you see, it's one of the most internationally recognizable dishes around the world. So I think that just goes to show a lot about the Vietnamese people, taking a non-optimal situation and really just making the most of it, and not just survive, but thrive. This is a neat little place. Nobody in here right now. I think it's more of like a lunch spot. It just opened and you see mainly everybody's coming by a motorbike right here and grabbing their to-go boxes to get out of here and go. But nice family run. You've got the kids back here playing back here. And just arrived when I came here is Bánh XEO, which is a rice noodle dish. You're gonna have some shredded meat, a ton of add-ins, more of the daikon, more of the carrot pickling. But what's unique is you get the coconut milk sauce all over it. Not gonna find this in northern Vietnam. This is a southern Vietnam dish right here, so I had to get it while in southern Vietnam. Got the beautiful chilies here. Looks like they've been taking a pestle mortar and just grinding them up, so those are gonna have just be chock full of flavor. I do want to give just the sauce base a little try. Ooh, it's warm, extremely sweet. When you warm up that coconut milk, it's got just a little bit of like a sour, fruity sweetness to it. That's a good sauce. It's got the sweetness, it's got the sour, it's got the coconuttiness. I think just some chilies in that, and I get a perfect contrast on flavors. Wow, as always, delicious. Love this play on color. Now that you have the chilies, you get that red and orange and vibrant. You get the greens from the herbs. You get the white noodles. You just got so many colors working together. It makes it really beautiful, appealing to the eyes. And now I can smell it. It's going to be appealing to the stomach once I get a big old bite of this. I'll tell you, when you get a bite of everything, when you get those fresh vegetables, the fresh rice noodles, and then the added chili, the coconut sauce is pulled back tenfold. That sauce, which I thought was very strong at first by itself, almost non-existent. There's nothing that really just stands out here. It's good. It's not my favorite meal from the trip, but this sauce, I could just drink this which has me thinking I may be eating this the wrong way. I'm actually going to take the spoon and see if I can't get a lot of the sauce with the noodles and everything else. Oh, wow, that was so much better. That's the way you gotta eat this. Forgo the chopsticks, you gotta go in with the spoon because you gotta get a lot of that sauce. Very sweet dish when you get that sauce in there, but it works together so much better. Because if you're a coconut fan and love sweetness and just a little bit of sour, this is a dish you gotta come try. And I'm a coconut fanatic, so it's kind of right up my alley with all those chilies. I guess sometimes it just goes to show you gotta know how to eat things too, not just get to it. Because I've almost made a drastic mistake by using the chopsticks. You gotta get a spoon and get as much of this sauce as you can. So much better. Another delicious meal down. You know, time is winding down, and I gotta try getting as many dishes as I can in my time here in Saigon. So let's go ahead and move and just check out the city some more. On my way to that next spot, and I had to stop. I found another little market. I just had to walk in, had to check out, had to experience, and they are just everywhere. With my ooh shiny syndrome, I may never make it to this next food spot. To know everybody really well. It's almost like you become part of the culture and part of the family when you walk through these little markets. Lots of skilled, intricate weaving, jumping over puddles, watching out for motorbikes. It's just really a fun little market to walk through. Found the next place, Bánh XEO 46A, made famous by the lunch lady and Anthony Bourdain. This place is just probably the most popular Bánh XEO restaurant in Ho Chi Minh City. You can walk in, you just see that flaming fire ready to fry up some Bánh XEO. It's such a neat menu. It comes in English, Vietnamese, and Japanese. So like I said, this place is hugely popular, not only with locals, but with people who are traveling to Ho Chi Minh City as well. So what they're doing is they got that high heat at first, and they're gonna throw in your meat. Looks like pork belly, then they're gonna throw the shrimp, and then what they're gonna do is pour in that rice flour batter and just make it super thin like a crepe. And then they're gonna throw in some onion and some bean sprouts, throw that lid over it, and then transfer it to a little lighter heat so as it can kind of steam and just wilt. There's just going to be such a great smoky flavor from this charcoal burning. Oh my gosh, just the aroma's coming off. I love that charred flavor if you don't already know. But then you're going to get that beautiful char on that crepe-like Bánh XEO, and it just smells so good right now. It was hot over there. I'm not too sure how those ladies are working that heat, but they are pros. They are just getting after it, doing it like it's just routine experts at the Bánh XEO. The greens they give you with this, I mean, this is more greens than I've seen people's gardens produce in a year from back home. Also comes with the sweet fish sauce and the pickled veg in here, and then of course chilies and even more fish sauce. Oh, you get this leaf right here. I know this is a little more rare, so when you see this, you're getting this at a Vietnamese cuisine, you know you're being treated right. You see it a lot when you get your pho, but knowing I get it with this Bánh XEO as well, just makes me know I'm being treated like royalty. Oh my gosh, this thing is so crispy. You just open it up and it starts to crackle. You can see it just splitting. Look how easy this is. This is just almost like a cracker. just an extraordinary bánh xeo. Greasy, oily. If it had more salt on it, I'm telling you that would be a Lay's potato chip. You dip it in this sweet pickled veg, just gives it another layer of flavor. Look at this, it just breaks apart like a cracker, but it's stuffed, filled with shrimp and meat, and then these crunchy little bean sprouts. You got the pork that's infused itself with that rice flour crepe, and it's just like a crunchy potato chip. It's gonna be a little pricier than most places, but it is that good. That shrimp is just tender. It's so fresh. The seafood is so fresh here. I do want to try it just by itself though, just to see what the flavors are like. That's deadly. Well, all the more reason just to sit here and slow down and enjoy this meal. It started pouring. Luckily I'm under this awning right now. Just keep digging away. All those years of eating burritos are starting to pay off. Coming to Vietnam, I already know how to roll. The one thing I can't get enough of in Vietnam is fish sauce. It's so good here. So much more pungent. I gotta find a way to ship about 3 gallons back home. Could not put that down until I finished completely every little bit of it. That was incredible, spectacular, superb, what other big word you want. I mean, that was just out of this world. So good. I'm gonna have nightmares about not being able to eat that every single day of my life. That is some of the best free advertising I have ever seen. Got that van going, get that smoke, that charred meat just coming right after you. I bet he gets a lot of people with that one.
Chụp đừng có đẹp đâu, chụp chi.
So right here, place I found yesterday, it just looked too good, so I knew I had to come back and hit it. The Bánh XEO, or Bánh XEO. So what it is, it's gonna be rice cakes, just fried up in a bunch of grease and eggs and a bunch of other things topped in to just get this greasy, fatty, piled, almost like home-style fried potatoes. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Handed me the chilies, he said, here to here. I'm just taking orders, so if she says to do it, it's my kind of meal. Look at that beautiful golden crust. Oh, that's just from cooking in that fat, that oil, and that high heat over and over. Dunking in this sauce, which I'm guessing is like a Maggi soy sauce, coated in here. Y'all couldn't hear that, but that crunch was insane. I'm talking, that was the crispiest crunch I've had in a while. It reminds me a lot of that last meal I had. It was super crispy, super crunchy, but the crunch was even more intense. If you're from back in the States, this is fried taters and bacon grease. Like, that's exactly what this is. I mean, look at the crust she's getting on these. I love fried potatoes so much. So this is just perfect. I mean, this is Vietnamese style fried potatoes. I mean, it is odd hours of the day and she's still over there just frying them up. This may be the most aesthetically beautiful. I mean, this is definition of love right now. Like, I'm in love with this piece of fried rice cake. Look how perfectly done this is. I'm making this the money bite. So I'm gonna just pile a bunch of stuff on top, find some extra egg to go on it, Let it sit for just a second, 1001, and go. Speechless. My mom is the queen at frying up potatoes. She's the queen at frying up these rice cakes. This is by far the best fried up rice cake I've had. I mean, it's just so crunchified. The crunch is so intense. I'd take this any way you could get it, but it's every fried potato hankering I've ever had as a kid. This would take care of it. I'm gonna add a little more chili. I didn't think I had the room for that, but when you're making fried potatoes, or I guess these rice cakes on the level my mom is, I was taught not to leave any on my plate. Not really taught, just what I do. Saigon, I hate that it's time for me to be gone. I came here ready to go on a culinary expedition, but you truly brought it to me. Thank you so much for sharing your cuisine, your hospitality, and your culture. It was truly an unforgettable experience. I can't wait till I get the opportunity to come back and dive even deeper into Max, My Kind of Eats, and we'll catch you at the next video.